what would happen? We'd win. Does that make sense? Now, who decides that? You do. Bring it, she says. Where's that microphone? Come on. No, really. This is very simple. They're just mental adjustments that we make together, individually, if you expect to win. Just like when you go out in the morning, you put the key in the car, you turn it. Do you even think about it? Oh, I hope, maybe today. Oh, yeah, I won. Well, sometimes.
Yeah,
okay.
I was gonna say.
Get a different car.
You had that car.
I had that car. You bought that car from me. I sold you that car. No, really. Do you even, other than Dustin, out there, everyone,
It's not good.
do you think about it almost like a roll of the dice? Maybe it'll go on.
No.
You expect what?
The car to
So
run.
it usually, yes. What if you expected in your business that way? What has to happen? It has to go. It has to start. It has to start going. However, what if you expect it not to work? What if you expect that you're not going to reach success or get there? You won't even do what it takes. Or let's say you're willing to take some actions, like, I don't know, maybe 10,000 phone calls. 10,000 phone calls, but you don't expect to win. What's going to come out of those calls? Not much. That's scary in a way, isn't it? That this slide controls your future? Some of you better take this slide home, right? All you have to do, though, it's a mental switch. Some of you are going to need to open your calendars and write in there, on this day and from this day forward, I expect to. It's an expectation. Now, let's talk about this a little further. My parents do not recognize who I am, and it's not due to hair loss. Lenore, you were... I knew it! Okay. It's not due to that. There's a little bit of that. It's not due to that. They don't recognize who I am. It's sort of awkward even. We love them. We love to bring them out. They're going to come visit soon. Mm-hmm. Maybe when you're here, that would be interesting. Yeah. But,
That'd be great.
They don't recognize who I am because I have a different expectation of myself. Yeah. And now my parents expect that no matter what we tackle together, they expect that we will win.
That's right.
So now even others around us expect that no matter what Tim and Pony do, they're going to
win.
Let's say Pony and Tim announced a new project today. What would your expectation of us be?
We'd win.
That we would win.
Yeah.
That we would win.
We could probably think of one at lunch.
No. 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 We have lots of projects.
Okay, I know.
So what if you expected it so hard, so much, even with your actions that you showed it, to where all of a sudden everyone around you started expecting that of you? What if you did it just to prove that? What if you did it just to get them to expect it?
That's right.
Take yourself out of it if you can't believe. Some folks can't believe it's just too hard. I don't know. Okay, fine. Take yourself out of it and start doing so much activity. And start, if you have to, just acting so much like you're going to win. Start acting so much like you're going to win that other people around you start expecting that person's going to win. That person's going to win. What's going to happen? You're going to win because the formula is that if others expect you to win, you will win. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So if you have to, take yourself out of it for a moment. Prepare. But get yourself to expect yourself to win and work so much or have such a mindset about your winning that others begin to expect it. When we tackle a new project, we know that you expect us to win, and that drives us on even on days where we don't feel like winning. If our team and our people that we love expect us to win, then we damn well better win. Because we have to show you that people can win.
That's right.
Yes?
That's right.
Show that to the people that know, love, and watch you. Okay? Yes?
Yep.
Would this expectation game really work? Every time. Every time. When we have seen, and it's been rare, when we've seen our mentor go back into action with a specific goal, he wins. What do you think his expectation is? Do you think he expects to win?
Yes.
Do you think he thinks we expect him to win? Yes. Not many people, after years and years and years in an industry, can still win the top achiever award over and over again. He expects to, and everyone else expects him to.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. What if you decided you're going to, you expected to, and everyone in this room expected you to? You would. You would. I love this concept because it makes the difference. You're no different. You're no different. Everyone is sort of wired the same when it comes to that. So the expectation game works because we're all humans. We were all created in the image of God. God expected to create, he did. So are you. You're creating your life, you're experiencing it.
That's right.
Let's talk about how we won. We created a goal and then an expectation that we would. And again, it didn't happen overnight. You know, our story, we had some struggles.
Yeah. Well, many of you know our story. We actually started out, we didn't have a concise plan and a lot of the tools in place. We never took time to get prepared. We actually just basically jumped off a cliff into this business and into this industry, and we just had no plan, no training, nothing. So we took action, but it was such ineffective action that we were what Tim likes to call spinning our wheels for several months, and it was getting really frustrating because we didn't have a backup savings, and we were doing things like hiding the car. And one month I remember our postage bill went from like $63 up to over $1,000. So, you know, we had a lot of expense that we didn't account for and just things like that. So you really have to have a plan in place and really, like Tim was saying, get prepared for that. So if you create a goal and an expectation and you build a plan around it, it's much more sound as a business, because it's one of the most, I think, amazing and unique opportunities for a business model that exists in our world. It's just so amazing, but you have to do it as a business. You have to do it right.
So part of this event is to use things like your calendars to create your
Right.
personal plan. We can't
Right.
hand you the plan. You have your own life with
Yep.
your own kids in some cases, your own schedules. You're going to build the plan around and including your life. Okay? The next portion here, we would take, and we still do,
Yeah.
a little bit of time at the end of each day, preceding the next day, and at the beginning of each day to plan out our day. Because it's very easy to have a day where, boom, the whole day is gone and you're not even sure what happened.
Yep.
What? I just
Yep.
lost a whole day of my life.
Yep.
How many days in a row could that happen? Every day, right? So if you've got to take that time and decide, what am I going to actually achieve in this next day or today? Because if not, that whole day will go by and you're not even sure what happened to it. And the results, when you start things like this, the great thing about planning a day and having a few days where you've planned out your activity and then done those things, it doesn't take like 4 years to start to show up. How many days do you think it takes to see a difference? It's called one. It's an immediate fix. You plan out one day and you take those actions, the results immediately start to show up. It's a one-day fix to change this portion of your life. Immediate results are what we like to go for. Now, here's the great thing. Let's say you decide, if I do these things, I'm going to start to win. And then you see yourself in your life start doing those things. What happens to the expectation level? All of a sudden you're saying, okay, here's what I need to do to win. I'm doing those things. All of a sudden you start to expect to win. Does that make sense? Does everyone have that? Now we can avoid that completely and hope that our business somehow gets there or makes it. You can risk it like that if you choose to. I don't like to tackle it that way. I want to map out the steps and start checking them off and say, okay, if we do these things, we're going to win. And then you start to build the confidence of, we're winning. We're doing the things it takes to win. Does that make sense? You know what? A lot of people will never be able to grasp that. If you can, you're ahead of the masses. You're in that elite group. It also puts a lot of pressure and puts you in the spotlight. You're responsible for your success. No matter what happens in life, no matter what curveballs, you've got to map out those action steps. Who's going to get up and plan your day for you? You are. Only you. Who's going to then take you through your day and have you check off those things as you go? Only you are. But you do it just a few days in a row and it all starts to happen.
Will you explain your concept of proactive versus reactive? Because that's
Yep.
huge.
And we'll do this very quickly. Most people, and you may agree just looking at your own life, run your life in a very reactive way.
Yep.
Phone rings, you run to.
Answer it.
Something happens, you run to, fix that situation, handle it, this, that, the other. It's very strange, but for me,
Yeah.
I run it the exact opposite. And sometimes it's frustrating, but I do.
No, it's good. It's actually very effective, but I will tell you that many years ago when we started in business, we were very reactive, and I think it's a learned skill, an acquired skill to learn to become more proactive. And I remember one time when we were first starting in business, we used to run and answer the phone every time it rang, every time it rang. And one night I made a really nice dinner and the phone rang and Tim left to answer and was on a phone call. So I had to reheat the dinner, and I did that and I did that, and I reheated that dinner 5 times in a row. And then at the end I said, okay, guess what? I'm done, no more. We will no longer run and drop everything we're doing at that time to answer the phone. And it is that one concept alone totally changed our life. And I highly recommend it. Whatever you're doing, stay focused, stay on task, and let the call come. Obviously, if it's an emergency or a call you're expecting, that's totally different. But if you drop everything to constantly go and do that, you will spend your whole day reacting and you will not accomplish your list being proactive. And that one concept alone will totally change your life.
Change your business forever.
Yep.
A lot of you are very busy.
Yes.
Some of you
We're
have
all
kids,
very
some of you
busy.
have a life.
That's right.
You've got to, here's what you're deciding to do with your life, right? Some of you that have kids have no life. That's the way it works. But no, really, a lot of you have all these things going on. You can fit in activities or even plan your life around those specific activities, but you've got to decide it.
That's right.
And you can, because we did. I know you can. By working hard and expecting to win, all of a sudden it becomes very natural. We talk about this a lot during all of our workshops. How long does it take to create a habit? You've heard this. I know a lot of people are skeptical. How long does it take? 21 days is the rule. What if it took even a whole month? Think about this. If you're willing to even, let's call this try this, although by doing it, you're doing it, you're not trying it. Yeah. But let's say you do this for a month and run your business and run your life in a proactive way. By doing it for a month, you'll see that it works and it'll change your life forever. When you leave from this house, though, and go home, it's up to you to do it. You just got to take that 1 month and do it. Fair enough? Mm-hmm. Yep. Yes or yes? Yes. Here's the formula. It works every time. Expectation plus work always equals success. If you're missing one of those, it's not going to work. Like if you're missing the success part, it's not going to work. You're going to have that part. That's the result. If you're missing either one of those, expectation plus work, you got to do both, but it will always work every single time. That's the great thing.